How's it going, y'all? We're back with another one. This time, something a little bit different. You'll see towards the end. It's more so one of those whips I was working on that I was just putting off and then coming back to like once every blue moon. That I finally just got tired of and I said, you know what? It's finally time to do something with this. And there's something I did do. You know what I meant. But this piece in particular, I call Mother and Daughter Reunited. It's like a part of this novel but still am working on from my grad school days and even a little bit of my undergrad. I wanted to make this large, expansive story. Essentially, it was focusing on one character, but then it branched out into something different, something new for me. Like, I follow a bunch of artists that will make this highly detailed, rendered out piece, and on the side of the post is like a little snippet into a chapter or whatever that just relays a story, builds the world, and I'm nothing if not a storyteller myself. I believe that most art tells a story, whether it's the story of the figures within it, the story of the artist, or the story of the viewer and what they get from it. This story in particular follows my characters, Demeter and Corey. And you might not see it now, but you'll see it at the end. I figured I'd read just a little bit of what I've wrote in terms of what you see before you as I'm currently rendering the piece. So let's get right into it. With Corey having been reunited with her mother, thanks in part to the efforts of head mistress Hecate, the two are allowed to venture off on their own way from the watchful eye of the Olympians, so long as Corey remains on top of her studies, that is. On several occasions, they go off-world to planets that Demeter and Cyprus, Corey's father, long departed, visited before her birth. On Exodus 2A, a world heralded for its rich culture and arcane developments, Corey tags along as Demeter has business of her own to tend to. Upon stopping by the market, they come upon a vendor who sells all types of casters, from wands to staffs. This one in particular catches Corey's eye, and before she could even plead her case, Demeter has already placed a drachma in hand. It's a good find, Demeter remarked. It called to you, of course, aligning with your affinity, just as my staff does for me, child. But remember, a tool is only as good as the one who wields it. I know. Just wait till Pluto sees me now. I'm gonna rock his shit. And that's all I wrote, at least for that. I do plan on doing more stuff like this in the future with my other characters, some of which I don't really get to highlight in the comic because the main characters that I usually focus on within the comic are Celeste, of course, Helios, who has his own chapters coming up, and Artemis. But there are plenty of stories to be told that just can't fit into what I had planned in terms of those chapters. So essentially stay tuned for that. And if you know any of my OCs from prior videos, feel free to shout them out and I might make a piece in regards to them. But that's neither here nor there. That's all future speak. like I'm saying, right now we're focusing on Corey and Demeter. And with this piece, I was really struggling, mostly with the environment, as do a lot of artists do. It was a lot of push and pull on how I wanted it to look, the lighting, because this is like taking place on a different world, fantastical, in colors that we don't typically see in nature or in normal environments. So I wanted to play around with that and see what I could do while also making it make sense. And at the time of recording, I finished this piece probably a month or two ago. So I was just sitting on this because I didn't know how to talk about it without just rambling as I'm doing now, but more so rambling on my ideas and plans for these characters in particular, because I don't want to give too much away because things could change. I could get inspired to do something else as opposed to what I'm doing now with Corey and Demeter. And if you know the mythology that I pulled from in the story that goes along with these two, is sort of a inversion of what I got going on. In future pieces like these, where I'm telling a story and giving a little more depth into my universe that I've cultivated, I want to push myself even further, from the dialogue to the scriptures to even the composition itself. Like, this is fine, but I want to take it further. Like, this was hard for me, but I want to make it so that something like this I can knock out easily. Like, as an artist, you're supposed to grow, you're supposed to expand, not stagnate, not fall backwards. Every so often, you will make something and you'll just be like, this is the worst thing I've ever made. I shouldn't even pick up a pencil ever again. Give these hands away. And then every so often, you make a piece that you feel is so good, it's so perfect. Like, you get a little bit of ego, God complex even, and it's just like, nobody can touch me, nobody can do what I do. I am one of the greatest. And I have my moments like that, obviously, because you should be able to just talk up your shit. Like, yeah, I did that. I spent the time on it, and look how it turned out. Nobody can tell me nothing. At least, that's how I feel when I get just a little ego trip off something I'm proud of. As should you. But yeah, overall, I'm satisfied with this piece. It makes me feel good in the sense that this is something calm and meant to be light, because, you know, artists, at least artists with their own characters, they like to torture them, and I'm no different. So just expect some more deeper, darker topics when it comes to the future of this series of these character studies. Not with just Corey, but Artemis, Celeste, Helios, Eos, the whole cast. But thank you all for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. And as always, stay rotten. Peace.